So Naomi, is this where you put your posters up?
Yeah, this is one of the trees I put my poster up. It's a public notice. Basically, you can see where it's been taken down. It's just the size of an A4 piece of paper. It tells a little bit about EMF and
so you're really doing a service for the community, aren't you? Because you're trying to warn people about something that's hazardous to them.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to warn them. I also write about the organised gang stalking and organised stalking. This is my community and I think it should be up. It's not any bigger than an A4 size of paper. I have had local community members here of the Residents Association of this community station saying if you see any more posters, please call 999 or call the London Borough of Brent's ASB team. I've continued to put up my posters because I think they're informative, they're not rude, they're not naming anyone specifically. But
what are you trying to accomplish by putting the posters up?
To inform people. I've got a right to inform people as anybody else. You know, I've seen posters go up about missing cats, missing dogs, missing parrots. Why not something that's going to affect your health? And why not something that's impacting on my life?
Okay, Naomi, let's think. When do you think your targeting started?
I think my targeting started right since I was a little girl, if not sooner, maybe from birth.
Do you think that family members sometimes will quote unquote sell their relatives into this program?
I do.
And do you think, with regards to your case, that's true?
Family members do definitely sell family members, other family members into the program. There's been many TIs that have been sold into the program, have been trafficked, sex trafficking, all kinds of trafficking, and they don't realise till later on, when they're further along into the programme, that they've actually all the time been monitored by their own family members.
In your family background, is there any military, government?
Yes, there is. I found out that there's been military involvement on my dad's side of the family. Down there I've tried to put information up on. Okay, so this is another tree that I've put my notices up. It's not large, it's an A4 on an A4 piece of paper. It doesn't cause obstruction to the public highway. I've been verbally harassed. Why are you putting them up? And it's clear why. You can read it. You know, it's not insulting. It doesn't attack any particular race or group, but it's informative, short, sharp, to the point. It's been taken off. You can see just the pins here where it was. Another notice board. This notice board opens up. I've put my notices in there. There's one there about Bournemouth. It's pretty old because its date is 5th of August. That's gone. And when I put my notice up, their notice was adjacent to it, saying if you see anyone putting up a notice, doesn't go into much detail, please remove it and please call 999.
If you put up anything with regards to EMF, pollution,
organised stalking.
Organised stalking, they want people that see you doing this to call the police.
To call the police. Well, It's Jehovah's Witness organisation works on the basis where you go knocking door to door. You hand out the Awake and Watchtower magazines. It's not as simple as that. They rely on the fact that what they're trying to do is get members.
Bums on seats, yeah.
Bums on seats, get members. They don't care how you do it.
So you were very much seen as a recruiter.
A recruiter, that's the word I'm looking for.
So what caused you to then doubt the organisation you were recruiting for?
Because that's got nothing to do with God. God took me out of that organisation, took me out of my family circle. My path was to be a different path. That's why it's my path, and to grow differently. None of that speaks of godliness or spirituality. I believe the organisation is very much one which is fear-based, and as far as I'm concerned, runs a mind control program. It's got nothing to do with God, nothing to do with Jesus Christ. It's got everything to do with fear-mongering and causing division. But everyone to his own, and everyone's got to choose their own path. I've chosen mine. It takes ages to get it like this. Whatever. Making some coffee. Here we go. I do it also. I don't use microwaves. I've chucked out my microwaves. Percolator. Someone's nicked it. This is a late breakfast. What about that?
So, when you had your breaking with the Jehovah's Witnesses, did you feel that this targeting increased?
Yeah, it increased a hell of a lot. I'd get knocks on the door. Even I had to write to the headquarters in America. I wrote to the headquarters Bethel here.
Why did you write to them?
Because I wanted nothing to do with them. I saw them for what they were and what they are.
So that the higher-ups would definitely have known that you weren't happy?
Yeah, they would have known. I wrote a letter and I got a response back. I've still got it. I've saved it to disk. They evaded the issue, quoted some scriptures, and that was it.
What types of things, what type of targeting did you experience?
Constant knocking on the door, being followed by other members who I know that are in my congregation, places of work where you may say that, oh, well, they might just be there in the area, 7 days a week? Yes.
So typical classic gang stalking?
Typical classic organised stalking.
Right.
Yes, in America it's also known as gang stalking, as it is here, but I'll use the term organised.
What term do you like? What term do you prefer?
Organised stalking, because it's an organisation, it's organised.
Do you think they were at some point, your communications, your phone, your telephone, your texts, your internet, do you believe that that's being monitored?
I believe it's being monitored. I'd get taps on my phone constantly. I've had people come and check it, qualified people. There should be no reason for it. My house has been broken into despite the fact that I've changed my door 4 times.
Wow.
Okay, I've been poisoned. Had bleach put in my food. I've had other poisons put in my food. I had to go to A&E. A neighbour called the ambulance. I've had to go to A&E. I've been drugged. Okay, this is in my own home. It does happen. And I've had Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not saying these things were necessarily by Jehovah's Witnesses, but they are by people close to you, neighbours.
So
neighbours, family members, or people from the organisation as well, yes, but not just limited to them. They will use everyone and every person you meet, close friends, betrayed by a lot of close friends, who tend to listen to lies, ex-partners who spread lies.
I mean, what you said is just, we've heard so many times the break-ins, the being poisoned. neighbours being recruited. I mean, what do you think? Because a lot of TIs wonder, what do they exactly say to people to get them to behave so sociopathically and so irrespective of you as a human being?
Some of the information that a lot of TIs encounter with regard to the spreading of lies and misinformation is there's always an investigation going on by the police. You're either a prostitute, you're either mentally unstable or unsound, you're a terrorist and you're being investigated for various acts of terrorism, whatever they might be. You're selling drugs. You're doing something which is unlawful or illegal.
So you've experienced again. I mean, these are very consistent themes for TIs that you believe targeting could have been from birth, before birth, family members involved. Although it's not exclusively like that, but many TIs do say that. And then the organised stalking. But when did you start to become aware of the more sinister side, perhaps, and what a lot of the general public have difficulty believing, although it's completely validated anywhere that you can get the information that this technology exists? When did you?
And when governments don't like a group of people, for instance, the ladies who protest at Greenham Common in England about the American missile base they camped, they were microwaved. We microwaved Catholics in Northern Ireland to make them sick. It goes on all over the world. It may take a year or two, but you can cause neurological damage and cancers with low-level microwaves, and you can make all your opponents sick. It's a perfect weapon for a government.
When did you start to feel that you were being targeted electronically?
I felt when I was... it was after I had an operation. I had an operation on my left ear, and pulses to the top of my head, pulses to my ear, to my back.
Right. Is it painful?
Very painful. The towers that we just have here
right.
that send a lot of electromagnetic frequencies out. I feel that being radiated through here. I feel the pulses.
So do you think that that's targeted specifically at you?
Yes, because I feel it's in specific places, constant, 24/7. There's no let up. You don't have a day off, okay? This thing, once you're in the programme, it's 24/7, right through the night, right through the morning. The idea is to break you down psychologically. I've spoken about that. They are only interested in you taking your own life.
So do you think then, I mean, because I know people have said that this is a neutralisation programme, do you think for them the number one objective is to induce suicide in the targeted
group?
So,
yeah. I think so. I've never been suicidal, although it's never driven me to that point, you know.
But you think that's the main objective of this?
So, yeah, because many TIs do commit suicide because they can't take anymore.
And also, do you think that perhaps, if failing them achieving their main objective, do you think TIs getting cancer, being hospitalised, going into prisons, mental homes, do you think, again, that's just something that's...
The first thing that they want to do is say that you're psychologically challenged, that you're mad, basically. They try to commit you and give you drugs. I'll make them some tea. You know, keep yourself hydrated. Tea is very good for that, as opposed to fizzy drinks, you know.
Well, aspartame, which is really deadly. You don't really want to be drinking anything with aspartame in it.
You don't want to be drinking that. Come together, because it's only when you come together that you really have a real good chance of beating this. You can do it on your own, but there's strength in numbers.
Absolutely.
Do you want milk in yours?
Please, yeah. Is it organic?
Yeah.
You knew I was coming, didn't you?
Yeah,
Bloody hell, brown sugar and organic milk.
I don't buy skimmed milk, you know. And this is another thing.
TIs are very educated.
Very educated nutritionally.
That's right, because we've got to be.
Get yourself here one of these brawn. Make your own juices. We're running a nutritional program here, 4 TIs as well.
Naomi's Kitchen.
Beetroot,
Dear Lord.
Beetroot, what have I put in this? Plums. I've put watermelon. It's lovely. Bit of ginger. Ginger's very good as well.
Lovely.
And tiny bit of spirulina. It's not quite greeny, but it is in there. A tiny bit of maca root. Right? Get it all in. Take it. All right.
Have you ever been? Have there been attempts to section you at all?
No, but if they did, that will be in court so fast. I will lodge action so fast. So I look forward to it.
Have you been to your GP?
I've been to my GP.
What did he say or she say?
He said he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't know much about it. He can only.
He didn't deny. He just pleaded ignorance.
He just pleaded ignorance. He's just interested in what's in his medical books. Okay, we're in 2017. He hasn't heard of EMF.
It's becoming slightly conspicuous, isn't it?
Frequency.
Yeah. Even though Lloyd's of London have just put it into their insurance policies, yes, they're not liable for EMF.
Of course.
And it's ridiculous.
Of course my GP knows about it. He must know something. He may not know the full details, but the fact is he's not even prepared to listen. So it's very difficult. I have blackouts sometimes.
Yes.
I recently fell down the stairs and grazed my back. Okay.
Short-term memory loss, yeah.
Yeah, memory loss. I don't know how long I was out for. I've been out.
And again, I mean, the police, my personal view is that the police are not only involved, but in some respects, actually coordinating
they're
this.
Coordinated. I've been followed by police officers. And it doesn't matter where I've moved to. I've not only lived here, I've moved other places.
It's nationwide, isn't it?
And it's nationwide. Yeah. It's worldwide.
Global, yeah.
It's global. So I understand what TIs are going through. They're not crazy. They're not mad. They're probably one of the most intelligent bunch and highly spiritual.
Probably why they're targeted. So do you think TIs, if they were to approach the government, what kind of reception do you think they'd get?
Oh, you don't get a good reception from the government. Most government officials from the NHS, GPs, council authorities, MPs, normally respond by saying, we don't know much about this and we're not going to investigate further, and that's absolute rubbish. I reported it to Paddington Green Police Station.
Oh, right.
And they wrote it off as just information, they said.
Did you talk to them about directed energy weapons? I
brought information down about direct energy weapons. They said, we've never heard of this. How can they not hear of that?
Do you know, that's something I was going to say.
They're the police. How can they not know about it?
There's 12-year-old kids on the internet, and there's videos on YouTube of how to make microwave weapons, and then you've got the police saying they've never heard of this stuff.
I've put information in my public notice for everyone to see about microwave energy weapons. It's very easy to make. Okay, the police do know about it.
They do.
Okay, I've written for years since 2000 and even before 2010. To Scotland Yard, is it New Scotland Yard? But anyway, Scotland Yard, to Kilburn Police Station. I've written to numerous police stations. Never once did I get a reply back until I actually lodged my complaint to the IPCC.
So do you think? And what reception did you get? A response from the IPCC?
Like I said, they weren't prepared to investigate any further. They said that they didn't have any evidence. A lot of this harassment is very compartmentalised. If you're talking about noise, drilling, banging, shouting at the early hours of the morning, people outside your door revving up a car, so you can't sleep, This is something I've reported to the London Borough of Brent Council, ASB team and noise team for like years.
So they're trying to goad you into a reaction, trying to marginalise you, trying to paint you as somebody within the community who's volatile.
Who's volatile, psychotic,
right.
Schizophrenic.
Marginalise
some of the terms that have been used, off her head, you name it. You know.
So for the future, I mean, again, the big question, what do you think's going on? Well, I mean, it's clearly that the evidence is irrefutable. There's some type of covert harassment program going on in the United Kingdom and, as you said, globally. What do you think? I mean, who's doing this and what is the objective?
I think there are many national security agencies using this program, running the program and using it to experiment on innocent people, and we're used as guinea pigs, basically.
The evidence is there, the proof is there. It's just that the denial. I mean, you don't want to overuse the word conspiracy, but there is a conspiracy of silence on every level, from government to police to GPs. People increasingly know about this program, but will not help us.
They don't want to help. They don't want to comment. There's a lot of entrapment going on.
So what do you think the future holds then for TIs? What's the way forward?
Unity is the way forward. Stand together, fight together, bring this out, bring out your flyers, bring out your leaflets. Don't be silent, whatever you do. And to expose this, because it's hurting a lot of people are dying. There's a silent kill program. You're being radiated in your own home silently, and no one will be none the wiser. It's happening to too many targeted individuals and children.
Yeah.
For that, I will speak out.